Hey guys, I wanted to make this video just to share the entire story of exactly what happened with that trike crash, because you didn't get to see the whole story. We'll start here. We'll start where I decided that I needed to bite the dust. Okay, so here we are coming up to the crash. Okay, I'm gonna go through the whole story right from the beginning. I was riding maybe a little faster than I should have been, especially on a machine that has very little for braking. So let's start it from here. Come up. Okay, this first butthole was fine, and I knew this is actually coming back to camp, and it looks like I was going way slower. Okay, go back a little bit. Okay, so right here, this is the frame I accidentally scrubbed to when I was uploading the Instagram post. If you haven't seen it, it's like Ben said, because he was behind me, that I was perfectly in the air upside down 2 feet off the ground. And I've crashed enough times. The first thing I was thinking of when I was airborne, because actually you can see if we go back a little further, right here, I actually almost recovered from it. I was really, really close to recovering from it, but it never ended up happening because the back end bounced, and then it bounced again, and before I knew it, I was on the ground. But I've crashed enough to know that the one thing that I was thinking of was get away from the machine. So I actually remember looking up at, yeah, it was this frame here. Looking up at that, I remember seeing that, and I was like, okay, and this is all going through my head during the crash. Like, okay, I'm good. I'm away from the machine. And it was, the damage that I have is all from actually me just hitting the ground. The machine missed me altogether. I was just bruised on that one side from hitting the ground. So I kind of got back up enough to my knees, and just, this is the point I was thinking of, like, what's broken. How bad a shape I'm in, and I kind of walked around for a little bit here, and we'll skip through that, and it turned out to be fine. It was just like mainly the rack that took most of the damage, because it did a tumble. Back a little bit further, you can see that I was balancing on the front tire, and then the front tire just kind of jackknifed on me, and then that's what sent me into that tumble. I almost recovered from it. I was really close, actually, to recovering from it, but it never happened. So I was on the ground reeling, and Ben was super worried at that point, because he thought one of my legs was broken for sure, because he said he thought he saw the machine tumble onto me, which it didn't. I was actually consciously, as weird as it sounds, consciously thinking, get away from the machine. So I actually crashed probably just about the best way I could have crashed, I guess. Weird saying that. I totally knew the dangers of these things before getting into this. Like, I totally knew that trikes are not safe. They stopped making them for a reason. I have a complete trike review video that I did before this crash that I never got to upload. And if you guys want me to upload it, I'll upload it, because I'll add mine in there too. It's like a trike review crash video. But it's amazing in the comments how many of you guys have crashed trikes. It's like everybody who's ever touched one has crashed it. I'll scrub ahead a little bit here. So yeah, just walking around. I'm just trying to be like, okay, how am I okay? It's like mainly road rash. I just hurt myself, hit the ground really bad. Yeah, right there, road rash. My shoulder's dirty right here, but that didn't, I think that was just from me being on the ground. I didn't feel anything in the shoulder or nothing like that, so that was all good. But anyway, end up driving the trike back to camp after straightening out the fender a little bit and clean myself up. I still think it's mainly just road rash. I kind of just chill out for a little bit and chill out for a few hours in a lot of pain, like in a lot of pain. I took a few Advils. And this is where the story, you think like that the crash was the most exciting part about this story. It's not. So I took a few Advils, was starting to feel better, and then we were sitting back. It was later in the night. It was dark out. Sitting back around the fire, and I decide, okay, I need to just get up. This was around maybe 10ish. Get up. I need to go to bed, because this is just too much pain for me. Like, I've never been 10 out of 10 pain before. And here's where I have to tell the story based on the recollection of others and not myself. I remember getting out of my chair and it just being a struggle. Like, it was just like 10 out of 10. I've never been at a 10 out of 10 pain before. That was 10 out of 10 pain. I remember crawling out of my chair slowly, and it took me like maybe 15 minutes of just attempts to get out of the chair, and I was moving around more and more prior to that, but as I sat there, things seized up a little bit, and I decided that, okay, I just need to get up, I just need to go to bed. There's probably a wicked bruise there or whatever. So I get up, and this is the last thing I remember, is being held up by like the chair. I was sitting on the camp chair. It was a big camp chair. I just kind of remember holding myself up, and that's the end of what I remember. So here's where Ben and Colton kick in on what they remember. Ben said he remembers me saying that I'm gonna faint. I don't remember saying that. I remember thinking that. And apparently I went down onto my knees in front of the chair, collapsed down on my knees. I then proceeded to roll backwards into the fire, passed out now in the fire, and I don't think I have it anymore, but there was actually like the smell of hair burning. It's not, you can't really tell, but it was, I had singed hair because Ben actually, he jumped up from his chair, and he ended up dragging me out of the fire right away. And I remember next thing, I remember hearing Ben's voice. That's like the one thing I remember. I remember him saying, "Get the jacket off, it's hot," or it was something along those lines. And then Colton saying that, "Oh, dude, it's time for you to go to bed." And I said, "I haven't been drinking. Take me to the hospital." So I had someone there take me to the hospital. I remember being hunched over the chair. And I said, when I said, let's go to the hospital, I just remember being hunched there, and I said, "Okay, let's go, let's put you in the car." And I said, no, don't move me. I need like a minute or two just to gather myself here. The first thing I said when I came to was, I went down, didn't I? I totally, like, as I started to get everything back, I heard the voices first. And if you've never passed out before, it's kind of scary. But I don't remember going down. And but I do remember coming to and just hearing the voices, and I was very coherent. I just said, "I went down, didn't I?" And just like the head was just buzzing with just the lightheadedness, and I couldn't see or nothing like that. I just remember being hunched over a chair, like my upper torso, my upper body, just like hunched over a camp chair like that. And that's when I said, "Okay, let's go to the hospital." And they wanted to move me, and I said, "No, not yet." But anyway, get to the hospital. I don't think I have a lot of pictures. Before getting there, I pulled up the shirt, and my back was just black. Like, my whole side was just like black. Oh, and you guys want to see what it looks like today? Don't mind my pants. But that's actually after. This is almost 2 weeks into it, so it's getting better. But that bruise goes down my leg a little bit, my weg. And I definitely should have got that checked over a little earlier, but I didn't think it was as bad as it was. So I ended up passing out due to pain, ending up then in the campfire before I went to the hospital. They asked me what kind of pain, like what's the number on your pain? And I said 9 or 10. Like, I don't think I've ever been in this much pain before. Like, I passed out due to pain. And a little bit of actually blood loss, because later I found out that there's no internal bleeding or nothing like that, besides the muscle, the veins in the muscles bleeding. That was it. And I got that all verified and checked out. And I've been basically laid up for a week now, just kind of hanging at home. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video yesterday, because I had tons of time to do it. It took me, like, videos like that, I love making cuts of those, and I'll leave a link to it if you haven't watched it, because they take about, you know, nine hours to do from start to finish. A 4-minute video, I know it takes a long time. These videos are much faster. So I have, Colton is just out there with his truck. I end up going out that night again. They gave me some painkillers. They injected me with some painkillers, checked my blood count, and they said, "Yeah, it's a little low, you lost some blood." I said, "Yeah, I figured." and they just basically checked me out. I got ultrasounded, and they sent me on my way. They said everything's good. You got the crap beat out of you, basically. And I was actually fairly lucky in that accident. I recognize that for sure. Yeah, so we get back out to camp, and basically it's just me going to bed. It was only like half hour from town, so we weren't really that remote. And I basically just went to bed, and I wasn't able to help clean up camp. I wasn't able to do anything the next day. I had Colton actually tow my trailer back, and then I had somebody else drive me and my truck back, because I knew there was no freaking way that I was going to be able to drive a truck. Like, I still actually can't drive. I can't, like, most of my motion is back, but I can't switch my foot from brake to gas very quick, and I can't stomp on the brake if I need to. And I was also worried about me maybe passing out again if I had to drive my truck home. So I had Colton, thanks a ton to Colton, hook onto my trailer, kept it at Ben's for a while I was driven home, and then Ben dropped off my trailer just recently. So yeah, actually, in hindsight, a lot scarier than it needed to be. Maybe I should, like, definitely a little bit of an eye-opener. It's like, if you're in that much pain, just head right to the hospital. I'm not one of those guys who likes to, I guess, gum up the medical system. If I think I'm okay, I'm not gonna do anything. I was poking myself in the side and everything. Internal bleeding was definitely, you know, something maybe I or I underthought a little bit. Maybe I should have been a little more wary about that, but yeah. I was poking my sides and everything like that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain, but I mean, this is, like, I'm not feeling like I would assume like a broken bone would feel like. And I was walking around, I was doing stuff, my back didn't hurt, so I just thought, you know, I took a shit kicking, which I did. So moral of the story is, if you're in that much pain and you crash bad, just go to the hospital. That's what I should have done, instead of passing out in the campfire. So thanks everybody for watching this video. There is a ton of people in that last video about the trike, me crashing it, leaving their comments in the leaving their comments down in the video. It's like everybody who's ever touched a trike has rolled it or got sent to the hospital, or even worse. My dad was like, he was like weirdly proud of me. I texted him and I sent him the picture of my side and everything, and he was like, welcome to the club. I have been riding machines for 25 years, and I kid you not, I was on a machine when I was 3 or 3.5. Like, it was a little Suzuki 50 riding it, and I've never been sent to the hospital. I've crashed before, but I've never been sent to the hospital over anything, or really injured myself to the point where I've been the last week almost, if not fully, incapacitated. So when I talked to my dad, he was like almost like proud of me. He was just like, yes, welcome to the Trike Crash Club. You guys got a good club. It's a pretty big club, I'm finding out. So I'm gonna take a break from the trikes, and we'll maybe revisit them in the future, but yeah, I'm gonna take a break for now. So thanks everybody for watching this video. I forget what the moral of the story was, but if you like this kind of content, we're crashing all the time. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one very soon. I'm gonna be doing desk videos for a while, so get used to it. I will be ready for sled season though, for sure. Today is my first day of walking normal. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.